Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so we all got a little view of Angie's staged house getting ready to sell. So Denise may or may not be.
Oh, you got to do the intro.
Oh,
Technology.
okay. So Denise may or may not be here. She's on a cruise to Alaska. Okay. So if she has enough Wi-Fi juice, she'll join us. If not, we'll see her next week. Unless she's on another cruise. I don't know.
That girl.
Hey, good honor.
No doubt.
Yeah. Okay, so topic there was people had a lot of questions about Groom Expo, and we thought maybe we would answer some of them that we've seen. And if you have questions about the show, pop them into the chat, and we'll see if we can answer them to the best of our knowledge.
Caffeine. Oh, caffeine.
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 People are asking about how do they move their product, and a lot of people are saying carts. Here's the thing about carts. Carts block up the whole. Hi, Denise.
Oh no, whale watching is
Denise
no,
is
you're
whale
good.
watching, so she cannot be here, but she's kind of
Likely excuse.
So a lot of people are saying carts. The problem with carts is you're binding up all the walkways.
Mm-hmm.
And that creates a great deal of issue because
it's
there's
so
so
busy and
many
crowded.
people getting around those carts can be a real, especially when there's dog feet involved. So when there's little dog feet, if you're not watching where that cart is going, it's
Yeah.
going to run somebody's little feet over, and that's not cool.
And
So
it's behind you, so it's hard to watch where it's going
right.
because behind you,
Yes.
and someone will trip on over it and
Right.
cuss out.
Yes. So at the end of the day, what you want to do is you go to the vendors, tell them what you want. They will put your name on it. They will set it aside for you. Later on in the day, when everything is calmed down, about 4 o'clock, everything kind of chills because most people are in class. And then you come back with your cart, and then you bring all of your stuff to the car. For large shampoo purchases from the same vendor, they have a dolly, and they will wheel it to your car for you. They will meet you at the service entrance, and you just pull your car up, and then they just go bloop, 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 and they put all your stuff in the car, and then you drive back to your parking spot, and it's done. So don't
just to be clear, shampoo manufacturers are not walking 2 miles to your car just so that you can keep the spot that you have.
No. Some of the vendors will ship.
Some of them do
Not
because you
Most.
have to see and honestly, if you have a favorite vendor, if you're like, I need X shampoo, call them this week.
Yes.
Because a lot of times it's easier on them and say, hey, I'm going to Hershey. I want to get a couple gallons of your shampoo, but I can't fly it home. Do you have any Hershey specials early? It might be worth their while to just ship it to you today and save the time and effort because
it's going to get crazy after Groom Expo with the shipping, so that you may just get it shipped out now. You may have it before you even leave for the show.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that's not a bad thing. I have had that happen before, and I have done that, and it has arrived at my salon 3 days before I even left for the show. I was like,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Also, anything that you need, I'm talking like blades, small things, pre-order them. Most of the distributors and most of the vendors, and I believe Evolution Shears now has where you can
Yes.
buy the shears and pick them up at a show.
Yeah,
For any show.
evolutionshears.com. You can go online, do a pre-order, so you save on shipping. They'll fit it to your hand, and you pick it up at the show. You just choose from the drop-down menu which show you're going to be at, and of course, Groom Expo, pink. And then you go and say, "Hi, I'm so and so," and they go, "Okay, great. Let me see your hand," and then they fit it to your hand,
Yeah.
and then there you go.
You're
I
done.
have already pre-ordered every single thing on my need list.
Nice.
Everything.
Including
reason.
Dr. Pepper donuts?
I pre-ordered them as well with you. Yes. So Krispy Kreme has Dr. Pepper donuts now. So now I want to try it because I didn't know it was a thing. And then my friend Amanda from Celtic Canine, she was like, Ange, this is a thing. And I'm like, what?
Find out if you can freeze them because that they may be like a just a thing for a short period of time.
Yeah.
They are. I looked it up because I was worried about them going before Hershey, but they just actually dropped on the 23rd, and they are here for fall. So they're in with like the football season donuts. So they'll be here next week.
Okay.
So
I
and yes,
found a Krispy Kreme on the way. You will have to give me the details on that if you would be so kind.
by the way, when you're driving to these trade shows, I feel like I don't think we've ever talked about this because I didn't think we needed to, but we can. If you're driving to a trade show, especially if you're driving more than, say, 3 hours, that's a longish trek. You can look for cool things on the way. You can go, I wonder, and Google Maps will say, you can say, here's my route, and then you start the route, and then you go, Krispy Kreme. And it'll give you every Krispy Kreme store between where you are and where you're going with how long a detour it is. So anything you want to try on the way, if you want to look for a specific type of bakery or food or things, there's also, I got to find it. There's also an app. I want to say it's called Road Tripper. Yeah, there's also an app called Road Tripper that has points of interest. So it does historical points of interest and cultural, and it'll have museums or history things or neat things to look at.
Kayla said she's on a mission. Thanks to Amanda, there will be enough donuts for like the expo, which is probably true.
Okay.
Possibly.
2 different people are bringing Krispy Kreme. See, so there will be plenty.
Yeah.
I actually did that with the Google Maps on my way home from Groom Expo last year because I am of Polish descent. And there is a large Polish population in Pennsylvania, where I was born. And finding homemade pierogi is a thing. So on my way home, I'm like, where can I find homemade pierogi? And they're like, here, 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 here. So of course I went with the most Polish sounding place, stopped there. Oh, they were divine. I got like 12 dozen. I'm like, thank you very much. Brought them home. It was lovely. The internet mingle. People have been asking about the internet mingle. So the
Oh, yeah.
internet mingle is on Thursday night. It is hosted by Milena Khan and her husband Jameson Khan. They pay the money to make that a thing.
Mhm.
And so all the large number of vendors have given product for free to give away at the raffle. Here's the thing. It is cash only. So it's cash bar
Mhm.
and it is cash for the raffles. Here's the other thing is that I had forgotten. Amanda reminded me earlier. The ATM in the Hershey Lodge charges $4.75 to take out cash. Bring cash with you for the because fees up the wazoo, and you can only take out like so much at a time. Bring the cash with you. Hit your bank on your way out of
Yeah.
town.
Or save up your tips or hit your bank on the way.
Right, either one, whatever works for
Because
you. Cash only internet mingle.
and buy all the drinks at the internet mingle because, like I said, this is a fundraiser, and they put money into this, and if they don't sell enough drinks, it costs them even more money. So they
Right.
kind of bank on groomers being a thirsty bunch. So drink your drinky
Even
drinks.
if you're a teetotaler, I just get soda.
Well, yeah, that counts. That
It
counts.
counts. It's like $3 or something, like $2, a
I don't
dollar.
know.
I don't
It's
know. I
monies.
think it was like $2, $3 with tip. So okay, so it was $3.75. I'm sorry, it was $3.75 for
Yeah,
per
but this
drink.
year it'll be 4.
Still,
You know them.
So then other people are asking about the dress code for the award ceremony.
okay. I have seen the award ceremony is an excuse to dress up. That being said, I have seen everything from evening gowns to business casual to grooming clothes.
Mhm.
There's really no actual dress code because it's an awards dinner, and a lot of us don't get a chance to scrape off the dog hair very often. We dress up. I am wearing the dress that I got for the groomer's ball because it's got a cape.
Well,
Nice.
And I need an excuse to wear that like as often as possible because I love it.
I got new shoes. They
Are they
have
glitter shoes?
shinies all over them. They are so pretty.
I got my now traditional award dinner disco boots. Yeah, it is
Yes.
kind of like the Oscars of the industry. So if you don't have something like that super fancy, don't let that keep you from going if you want to go.
Yes.
Please don't let that keep you from going.
I mean, maybe wash your hands and face.
In
Optional. I'm
general,
just saying, in general, probably wash
in
your
general, please wash your hands and face just for, you.
hands.
So for everyone that has been asking, Miss Jazzy Jazz will not be joining us this year at Groom Expo because Miss Jazzy Jazz is in heat
Oh.
and she's optimal fertility during Groom Expo. And as much as I would love a standard pug, no, that is not
Pug-a-doodle?
going to
You mean a
happen.
pug-a-doodle?
A pugadoodle? Because do you know the amount of poodles running around
Oh
Groom
my
Expo?
gosh.
with their manly bits, who
Yes,
would
with
be
their
like,
and she's the tiniest
hey,
thing.
Mhm.
So
is.
so please, yeah, I there's yeah, it's not safe for her.
It is not safe for her
It's
because
not
even
safe
if
for
I
her.
put pants on her,
Mm-mm. The
it's
pheromones themselves would just,
yeah.
Oh,
it would
you're
create chaos throughout the hall.
are going to absolutely love you when there's an intact female in heat and they're trying to sizzle them. Yeah.
Yeah, That is
Oh yeah.
not a thing. Oh, someone asked, Mary, can we buy your book at the show?
Yes, it'll be in one or two places. Okay.
Okay.
It will either be at the Celtic Canine booth,
Okay.
but I am hoping that Barkley will get back to me. And here's no shade on her, but that's for Adam to make the decision. And Adam is not known for returning phone calls and emails.
For make what decision? I was busy Googling the thing somebody told me not to Google, because the fastest way to get me to Google something is to
Is
say
tell her
Google
not to
it.
Google it.
Mhm.
She was told not to Google Pugapoo. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Already done.
Oh my.
But anyway, if Barkley will sell it at their booth, that'll be great. But if not, I will be shipping a bunch to Amanda at Celtic Canine. So yes, there will be some copies there.
Okay, so now I have to give my opinion because I did Google it. While I would 100% snap one up at a shelter, because it is my idea of a perfect scruffy dog, it looks like a scruffy mutt. So why you would do this on purpose, I can't fathom, because
Yes.
it looks.
Oh, hold on. Pugapoo Dog Breed Guide.
Oh Jesus fuck.
Do we see this?
Yeah,
Pugapoo.
it's kind. It's
Yeah.
You
it's
guys.
kind of like
Shih Tzu.
a Shih Tzu Portuguese Podengo mix, because it's got bad teeth and wiry, scruffy-ish hair.
This is
Just
terrible.
to be clear, my girl has beautiful dentation. So if she were, which she would never will have puppies, but if she did, her puppies would also have beautiful dentation.
All right, so just so you know, there's an actual breed guide. I don't have words for this.
But this is why she's not going to Groom Expo, because there will be no baby jazzy jazzes at any time. At just no.
You need to protect your daughter's virtue.
I
True.
do. And
So
there
tiny.
will be standard poodles everywhere going, hi.
It would be ridiculous. That would just
It
be
would-
crazy in the hall.
It would be ridiculous, and not even funny. I don't think she would
True.
make it to term
No.
with a
No.
standard poodle
No.
impregnating her.
Well, actually, you'd be surprised. But
But that would be an automatic C-section, bed rest kind of.
I can't even think
I
about it.
can't even.
we're-
Oh,
Okay.
I just had a literal pain in
Mhm.
places thinking about.
Okay, so listen, shall we get back to topic?
right.
Mary,
Okay.
please
Groom
drag us
Expo.
back, Mary.
So there's a
With-
dance party, a celestial dance party on Friday. And so I don't really know too much about that because I haven't really looked into it.
Oh, wait a second. Does that mean I could get to wear my dress twice?
It's like a sun and moon, kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but the t-shirts. Have you guys seen the t-shirts?
Yes.
I am totally buying a t-shirt. That is the one thing I couldn't pre-order. So Chris, you are vegan. You are staying at the Hershey Lodge.
Yes.
Where do you eat? Because there are others out there that are vegetarians.
Okay, so here is the vegetarian breakdown for Hershey. It is my least favorite show to eat at. I mean, if you're staying at the lodge and you're not really leaving, expect a lot of veggie burgers.
Okay.
If you now, DoorDash is a thing, then they will deliver to the lodge, and there are some, like, there's Chinese food in the area, there's a Japanese restaurant in the area. I want to say we got either Middle Eastern or Mexican once. If you're a vegetarian at Hershey, DoorDash is your friend, honestly. Now, that being said, for the awards dinner, I know a lot of people are all like, the meal, it's an expensive ticket and the meal's not great. Their vegan meal has always been lovely.
If you are allergic to seafood
Oh, yeah.
and it is an acute
It's
allergy where it's even a sensory allergy, please
usually surf
take
and turf.
heed. There is almost always fish served in the meal. So if it's something you can't even breathe, please know that fish will be served at every other non-vegan plate, which is the majority. So you may want to steer clear until they clear those plates away.
Yeah. But I mean, there is some stuff at the lodge, but really, there's not a lot of eating places in the hotel. It's what is it? It's the Bear's Den.
There's
Um,
there's a steak house,
there's a
Fire
steakhouse
and
upstairs
Grain,
that's expensive, and
Bear's
Fire and
Den,
Grain.
The steakhouse. See, now I have a garlic allergy, so I can't eat there because every single meal has garlic in it. Every single one. There is nothing I can eat there because it all has stuff. It all has garlic
The
in it.
breakfast place. Wait, there one little place. Yes, the one near the front door, the sit down
Is that like the
breakfasty
Coco
area.
Cafe or something?
That's got the, I forget what the, no, not the Coco Cafe. That's the one near the main entrance.
I
That's
can't
the
remember what it's
breakfast.
called.
Yeah, I don't know. But there's another one, you know where the pond is? In the kind of the back. Like if you walk
Yeah.
from the front entrance and you walk straight through out, there's another restaurant there that's open for breakfast. I forget what it's called.
I
They
can't
actually
remember.
have a tofu scramble.
Okay.
I almost hugged the woman because the last time was the first year I saw it. And I was like, you're amazing. Because it is a sit down breakfasty place, if you were in a hurry to get to, yes, it's near in the back where the grooming vans are. If you were in a hurry to get places, get there early.
Yeah, a few
Because
years
they're
ago,
slammed.
I got
Food's really good.
I got
it's really
a fruit plate
Mhm.
that was just absolutely superb. Because you know how fruit plates restaurants, it's kind of a
Yeah.
crapshoot. I got a fruit plate and it was lovely.
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely. I was thrilled. So yeah, thumbs up on that one.
I
All right.
mean, the only really good thing is if you want to splurge and go out to the steakhouse or whatever for a nice dinner and you're the vegetarian of the group, because it is such a tourist area, they'll have something.
Mhm.
And don't be shy and ask if they can customize your meal. Like, don't go crazy and be like, I want to substitute 20 different things, making it a completely different entree. Like, no, say, can we do this without the cheese? Or can we do a vegan version of stuff you already have?
They want you to spend their money.
They want your
They
money.
want you to eat.
Worst case scenario, I have legit been to places where there was nothing on the menu for me. And I said, hey, I'm traveling. I'm here with friends. What can you do? I'll take whatever you can do. Now, that is a gamble. I have come up with some amazing meals that way. Just like amazing. Like the chef on duty is like, yes,
Gotcha.
finally something different.
Right.
I have also gotten literally a dry baked potato
Mhm.
with some sliced tomatoes. So
I
it's
was there
really,
for that one.
you were there for that one. That one was,
Which is delicious, if you ask me. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, but
It's a potato.
not really a supper,
yeah, it was
and
literally,
it not worth $15.
fair.
yeah, $15.
That's fair.
for a baked
For-
potato and 3
some tomatoes.
slices of tomato.
And I figured
Yeah.
they'd at least chop it up, like they knew it went together. Like, you know,
Mhm.
it was lit.
Any
three-
lettuce back there? Any?
Like, I know you own vegetables.
Right.
I
I see
know.
them on everyone else's plate.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
Well,
was
Fire and Grain was lovely because
Yeah.
I ordered macaroni and cheese last year, which I plan on getting again this year.
Hi, Mindy.
They normally have garlic in it.
Mm.
And so, but they didn't, they made this specifically for me from scratch with no garlic. And it was lovely, piping hot and lovely. And it was not that expensive.
And food allergies are a thing. Food allergies are a thing, and anyone trained in the restaurant business will know how to accommodate. I mean, they're probably more used to a nut allergy than a garlic allergy. However, bottom line, because this is a tourist place, you can find some stuff. They will figure it out because they want you to come back and they want you to spend money there and they
And
want
they
you to
don't
come
want you
back on
to dine in the
vacation.
restaurant.
And they don't want you to die in the restaurant. Yes.
Right. Also, if you are traveling with dogs, there are no dogs that can stay at the lodge. Additionally, bringing dogs to the expo, the only dogs that are allowed at the Hershey Lodge are dogs that are being competed with, and service dogs and dogs that will be used for demo.
Mhm.
That's it. You cannot bring your personal dogs. That's not a thing. So yeah. Also, so at some recent trade shows, dogs have urinated on vendors' stuff. Please know that if your dog does in fact urinate or defecate on someone else's stuff, who is a vendor, you own it.
Yeah.
Even if it's got pee on it, your dog's pee. The vendors should not have to be cleaning up your dog's urine and lose out on that revenue because your dog decided to go wee or poop on their stuff.
I agree completely, and that should have been a rule so long ago.
Yes.
Yeah. I just think it is very much a I
It's the
lost
whole you break it, you buy it.
all of my yes, it's a
Nobody
you break
needs
it, you
to
bought
know.
it. And I know the cons like had some pajamas peed on and they got peed on and walked away. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and here's what I want to see for Hershey this year.
Yes, you mark it, you buy it.
You mark it, you bought it. This dog said it's his now. It's
Yes.
his now.
So that means you're paying for it.
Because what person who's going down the
Mhm.
aisle wanting to purchase something and knowingly knows that the dog has peed on it? Do you want to buy something that's been peed on by another dog?
No.
No.
You're not going to put your money towards that. You want a fresh, brand new one that's all
Right.
pretty and clean and yummy.
And if it's your dog, that vendor should not eat the cost of your dog's pee. That's not fair and it's not right. So your dog pees on it. You're
Yeah,
paying.
let's bring up the other elephant in the room, theft.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. And the other reason that wagons aren't great because it's behind you,
Right.
and it gets
I'm not
crowded.
even talking yet. There's that theft. I'm talking about theft from vendors. People walking by and just putting stuff in their bags.
Stacks is the place. Dana got it. Stacks is the breakfast place I think we were talking about. Fire and Grain is the one right by the cafe on the main entrance.
Yep.
And the Bears Den is the burger joint.
Yeah. So
Stacks is great. They used to have dinner too.
If you see someone stealing something, say something. These
Yeah,
vendors are losing too much at these shows. And we lose vendors, we lose shows. So if you see someone stealing, I don't care who it is, say something. Say something.
I would like
She put that in her bag, and then it's on them
something.
to take it from there.
And last year, Hershey was particularly, I mean, there's always a couple. Last year seemed pretty bad.
It did. So that's
So
why I went and I
would,
researched the different cameras. So I know a lot of the vendors this year are going to be having cameras.
Mhm.
I know it was so bad that almost every vendor I know is going to be having cameras in their booths.
And if you're thinking about stealing, imagine somebody stealing some of your paycheck that you use to pay your mortgage or pay
Yeah.
your car payment or to feed your children. You know, that's what they're doing that. And it's a high overhead at a show to show up with product and spend your time. I'm telling you what, that is no walk in the park.
No.
It is high
oh no,
overhead.
it's bad. Oh, and thank you, Mindy. I will call you later because I was about to order one. So for the Evolution booth, but
So Amanda had over $2,500 stolen from her booth, and it was not during the trade show, it was after the trade show had closed. So yeah.
Yeah, so even if they have security, sometimes it's not thorough enough. You can't have your eyes everywhere at one time. I think that advice of having a camera to film your booth and to film all the people that file past you is absolutely correct, 100%. I think that at least if something does get stolen, you'll have something,
Yes.
Mhm.
rather
And
than absolutely nothing and you're just out.
you can film at Groom Expo because there is no expectation of privacy
Yep.
within a trade show, as a trade show is considered it's a public auction. A gentleman asked, can you guys tell me the logistics of cutting black hair? We don't cut human hair, we only cut dog hair.
I was just about to ask. You know, we're dog groomers.
And cat and bunny.
Well,
And
and not
cat
only
and
that,
bunny
if you have a
groomers.
black dog and you're cutting black hair, you cut it like white hair or golden
Yes.
hair, or
I mean, are we talking
You do the
poodle hair or
thing.
Maltese hair? Because
Right.
black and white poodles' hair is the same and just cut the same
you
way.
use clippers and a scissor and comb it out and cut it.
Yeah. Sorry.
So yeah, if
Sorry,
you are a
Michael.
vendor and you do not have cameras, you can still get them on Amazon. I have found that the logistics on it, the Ring camera, the battery operated Ring cameras are the most cost effective. They will hold the video with no additional fees for 30 days. You can hold it up to 1 year if you join their subscription service, but you don't really need to do that unless you're going to multiple trade shows. And then why not? So yeah, the Ring cameras they have, and they also have things that you can clip on to the top of the booth, so nobody can even reach that. So they seem to have the best Wi-Fi connection, the most,
And they're pretty clear, would you say?
they
Good
are
clarity.
crystal clear. It's the picture is beautiful. So yeah.
All right. And what about if Wi-Fi is an issue? What about like dash cams?
The dash cams still run off Wi-Fi.
Not the one in my car.
Okay, so that's an SD card.
Okay.
You would have to be able to power it somehow. So you would need like a Jackery box. Like one of the small generators, little tiny ones, something like that. The reason I suggest the Ring is because one, it doesn't require power. So if you don't have an additional power source at your booth, you can always use the Ring camera. So I like that as an option. And simply because I have had numerous different types of cameras in my salon, and the Ring has by far the most. It looks like this. It's this clear.
Mhm.
So it's not broken up. It's not choppy. It's not pixelated.
Mhm.
It's a video of,
And here's the thing too. How many of us, if you're thinking about lifting something, really want to have that posted all over Facebook?
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
So
Because after last year, after some of the absolute, I can't even say shenanigans because shenanigans is like fun to
Mhm.
me,
yeah,
like fun
no, it's
badness,
outrage, theft.
Yeah.
disgraceful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What booth was that got decimated? Because they weren't there. There was a
Zymox.
booth,
Holy
Zymox.
smokes. Okay. So the Zymox booth was across from All for Groomers. Okay. And the crowd swept in and we couldn't see across the way.
Mhm.
And these are not wide aisles. This is how
No.
crowded it gets.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like,
We couldn't even see what was
yeah,
going on in the booth across from us.
think of the
So,
width. You know how the freezer section aisles.
mhm.
Sorry, but yeah.
So they hadn't opened their booth yet when the trade show was open. So then, but the table was all set up with T-shirts and product and everything. By the time the thing cleared, now only an hour had gone by because then class was going to start
Mhm.
again. Everything was gone. The only thing that was left was like a couple bottles of ear cleaner. There was like 3 or 4 bottles of ear cleaner. So Kemlin and I ran over there and went, "Where are the people?" Because they never showed up. So then so Kemlin and I were in the booth and we're like, trying to guard the product for this other vendor. And so a woman came over and started putting it in her bag. And Kemlin's like, "That's for sale." And she said, "Well, they'll have to chase me down," and
Oh my gosh.
left. And we were like, and I'm like, "I'm going to get Todd." So I ran out, I grabbed Todd, and I'm like, "They're not there. Their booth is getting robbed blind." People were going underneath the
The
TV
covers.
to pull out gallons of
Mhm.
stuff, and they're just walking away with it. It's like, that's not free. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's unreal. Yeah.
So if
And
you showed up on Sunday at Hershey and had Zymox on your list,
there was nothing there.
there was
That's
nothing there,
why.
not because they sold out, but because other people were shameful.
Yeah, and they literally robbed them blind. They must have lost in that time probably about $10,000 worth of product. It was
It was
absolutely
terrifying.
shocking to me. So then Todd came over and he's like, "Okay, well, we're going to rope this off." And he put some chairs and he's like, "I'll send somebody over here to keep an eye on this." And even still, there were people that were going under where he had roped it
Mhm.
off, over the chairs and underneath the table to pull out stuff. So Tommy and Kemlin, I was teaching, were like, "Hey, that's stealing." And people were like, "Man," threw it in there and then left and took it. It was, I couldn't even
That's
believe it.
unreal. That blatant. That just totally.
They didn't even care.
Mm-mm.
And they're like, "They'll have to catch me." And then, so then finally they had people in the next day, but almost everything was gone. All the product they had moved in on Thursday was almost completely decimated.
Yeah. Cameras would have done a wonder, or at least somebody who had the wherewithal to take a picture of their tag or their badge or something,
Yeah.
something.
It
But if
didn't occur to us, but
I know you
going
were just trying to
forward,
save the stuff at the time.
right.
you're so busy going, what the hell?
Couldn't believe somebody would actually do that and have the nerve. So this year going forward, I'm going to be snapping pictures of, you know,
Everything.
of the tags and the stuff. I was mortified that that actually happened. Mortified. I couldn't believe people would actually do that. I'm like, this is a company that supports us by being here at the show
And supports our industry.
and
It's
supports our
products to help
industry.
dogs, to help us do our jobs better.
Right.
I mean, I
Why
can't
are you
even imagine.
stealing from them? Yes, and a
Yeah.
sign, smile, you're on camera. It's not actually required, um, because it is a public venue. But you can
Is it
have a sign
Yeah.
if you choose to.
Not that
Smile,
some
you're
of
on.
them would care, evidently, but
Yeah, I don't even think some of them do. I was ashamed.
And these are the Kayla said these are the same people that complain when the shows get smaller.
Yeah,
Here's the should I let a secret out?
go ahead.
If vendors don't go to the show because the show was small and they lost money,
Mhm.
the shows will die.
Yes, that's not a secret. I say that all the time.
But people are like, well, why? Oh, there's no vendors. Maybe because they made negative monies at the last time they were at that show. It's a closed system. Like the people putting on the shows make most of the money from the vendors.
If there's no vendor, there's no show. They are not making
Right.
money by having the education. They are not.
No,
What they make in the education, they break free on because they have to pay for the rooms and that, this and that and the other thing. Yeah. So even at the teeny tiniest little show, if there are no vendors, there is no show. And a lot of people were saying about the New England show that's coming up, oh, I'm not going out there. And I said, this is how you kill that show.
yeah, yeah.
You will kill that show if you do not support the vendors
We
that are there to
we
support the
bitched
show.
about the venue. We
Yep.
bitched about how bad the venue was and how outdated the hotel, and we
Mhm.
pissed and moaned about it. And yes, it needed to be upgraded.
Mhm.
So they upgraded last year. And last year, I understand the hotel was having some construction issues, so the parking was an issue. But if you go, and just don't go, it's not going to be there in 3 years.
No, we will not. And I am trying to make that point and get that point across.
Because
If you
already
do
we
not
had
support-
discussions.
Yeah.
about
People
what
were
shows you
talking
have to go
about-
to. What
Yeah, people
cut,
were
what
talking
made the
about
cut list.
doing a groomer swap where they bring their old stuff and sell it off to other groomers. And I said, if you do that, you're cutting the legs out of those vendors. They're paying five. Now, keep in mind, with help, hotel, travel, and everything else, it's costing them $10,000, $15,000 to be there. Now,
that's
if
on
somebody
average.
else,
Yeah.
right? And that's the average.
Because remember, they have to eat when they're there. So that's 3
They
meals
have
a
to have
day they
somewhere
have
to
to pay
sleep.
for.
Rooms
Have a
for all their
hotel.
employees and everybody that's coming to work the booth.
Pay their
Moving and shipping
employees.
the booth itself,
Right.
unless you're putting it behind RV or something.
Ship their
Incredible amount
product.
of money.
Unbelievably expensive. So if you don't support those vendors and they don't make any money, they're not coming back. And once they don't come back, then that's one less vendor. And then there's one less and one less and one less. And River said
Okay.
she doesn't even bring stock and it costs her $3,000 to $5,000 as a vendor.
Yep.
Mhm.
So if you don't support your vendors at the show, the vendors are what pay for the show to exist. So if you don't support your vendors, there will not be a show. So go support your vendors, support your local shows, or you won't have a local show. And then you can say, I remember when we had a local show, but we don't anymore because nobody came out to support the vendors.
Mhm.
It is extremely expensive to vend at a show.
And to be clear, a lot of the reason many of the vendors go through all that is because they really enjoy talking to you guys. They enjoy meeting you guys, explaining their product, telling you what their product does,
Yep.
explaining how it works. It's a labor of love.
It is. It
So
absolutely is.
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to go to New England this year. It was actually on my list, but then my daughter got pregnant, which threw everybody for a loop because this is the one kid we were not expecting a grandchild from ever.
Ta-da!
Guys,
Which one is this?
Cindy.
Okay.
She's considered she's 40. She's considered a geriatric pregnancy. And when she called me up, and my reaction to it is like, this is like a joke, right?
Hmm.
Haha, nice try. Because Cindy is the one that always tries to like get under my skin, you know, and she's never been successful. But I thought that was just simply the latest attempt at getting a rise out of me. But no, she's pregnant and she's due in between Groom Expo and New England. You know, babies come when they feel like it.
Oh yeah.
So, which is why I'm actually not at either show this year. So,
And I will be at New England this year. Last year I was 2 weeks post surgery after Hershey, and I
Too
was
much.
still not able to drive. Like New England's a show I drive to. I
Sure.
was still not able to drive. It was too much. I was like, I just can't not being on my feet. So this year I'm teaching, I'm going, I'll be there. I'm excited.
I think this will be the first year in over 20 years that I will not be at the New England show. In over 20 years. It's going to be very weird for me
It's
to
going to
know
be
that the New
very,
England show is
yeah,
going on and I'm not there.
it is
It's
weird.
going to be kind of creepy and a little sad. Um, if I'm still in the state, then I will go, even if I just show up for a day, because
Okay.
that's all kind of hitting all at the same time. So, but more than likely, I am not going to be in the state at that time. So, yeah.
So now, is Orlando going to be your new home show?
Fitz will be my new home show, even though I don't think I'm going to make it for Fitz. So it's going to be in that in betweeny. So I'll be here for Fitz and I'll be there for New England. Um, so yeah,
Yes, I remembered that frantic call, and yeah, it would have been too much for me because Hershey was a lot for me last year. I
yeah,
was
she
I
was
was
good.
I was rolling around with the big bottle of Tylenol in the basket of my scooter just in
okay.
case I need to pop those any second.
So, do we have anything else we want to discuss as far as Groom Expo is concerned? I do want to say Tina Davis is on. I don't know if she's still on.
Ooh,
Tina
hi Tina.
Davis. Tina Davis did the Colorado
The
Rocky
Mountain.
Shut
Mountain. There
Rocky
we
Mountain
go.
Groom Expo.
And it was her second year doing it, and it's a nice small show. Okay, we would like. Oh, there's Tina still here. We would like to see that grow. Tina, do you have the dates for next year while you're on?
Wait, I think she did.
Yes, she did. She
She
did.
did. It might be in my phone.
Okay, I don't have mine with me. That show is incredible. It's
It
so
is.
well put together. The people are lovely. Like the
It
students are
it is.
just phenomenal.
It
They
is
are
July.
engaged
Yes.
and excited, and it's good stuff. July 18th to 20th
Yes.
for 2025.
Oh,
Okay,
and the host hotel she found was astonishing too.
The people were fabulous. The hotel was fabulous. It was clean. It was lovely. It smelled good. Like
And the
it was
people were
so
very nice there as well.
anything.
You could do laundry. And the staff was great. The staff was just awesome.
The towels were even nice.
Okay, so Dana will be at the Andis booth at Groom Expo. She's gonna have her cats with her. So
Yeah, Tina, it was fabulous.
Mhm.
Fabulous.
And looking forward to seeing you in Arizona as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Standing into Arizona, which I'm going to give you a phone call before this week is up.
If the Arizona show is half as good as the Rocky Mountain show, you guys,
Fantastic.
honest to goodness, don't miss it. Don't. If there's any way you can get there, it is worth going. It was beautiful.
I don't.
It was absolutely like every detail was covered down to the minute.
Okay, so I was talking to Christine. Christine's going to be doing a little branding, marketing stuff for
Christine,
Who?
Christine Wright. You don't know her. She's like
What?
my mini me.
Okay.
Okay,
She is a
but
mini Mary. She really
other
is.
people may know her or want her services. So there's 1,000, I can tell you from personal experience,
She's
1,000
exclusive, Chris.
Christines out
She's
there.
exclusive.
So she had an idea, and tell me what you guys think of this. Instead of having like a party, all right, where people are just like mingling around, what if it was more like a game show, like Family Feud or Wheel of Fortune or
That would be awesome.
Actually, I also want a pajama party.
Amanda, her name is Christine Wright. She actually works for Chevy right now in the marketing department. She was my first hire as a
Wait, I do so know Christine. I met her at Rocky Mountain. That I don't know who she is. You don't know who she is.
Actually, I know
So
who she is too because I talked to her for about an hour. So, no, boo boo.
yeah.
Okay,
And tell her
so
wife I
Sure
said
she
hello.
she was my 16-year-old hire as a bather. She was the best hire I have ever had in my entire life. Okay. She was more responsible and more on time than any of the adults that were in that grooming shop at that time. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to clarify which Christine, but
Out of
it's
4
not.
million.
But Chris here is not Christine. Who has ever?
There's so many. No, it's just there's so many Christines in the industry.
Oh, that's
That
true.
when you say Christine,
Yes.
they just say cool.
Yes, that's it. There is 1,000 also Christines just within the industry.
So, anyway, Christine was telling me about that because the small shows are more intimate.
Mm.
Uh,
Hollywood
going on,
Squares.
stop distracting me, people.
So dramatic.
I know.
Hollywood
Dramatic here.
Squares.
Hollywood
Ooh,
Squares. That would be so much fun.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Can I
She wants the
I will
center.
channel my inner Paul Lind.
She wants the center square. I already know.
Yes,
Okay. So, yes, Hollywood Squares. I will be a square.
I would so be a
I would
square.
love to be a square.
I would love to be a
I
square.
don't even have to be the center square.
I'll be any
Okay,
square.
I would just be a square.
I will pick it. You can put me anywhere. I'll go where if I
Yes,
gotta
I would.
hang from
Yes.
a
Oh my
rafter
God! Can
upside
we
down
please?
to be on the top floor square. That's fine. I'll do that. I'm okay with it.
Oh my
Oh
God!
my gosh.
I gotta do that.
I would totally do that.
Yeah. So expect a phone call, Tina, for me sometime before the end of this week.
And
Probably
if we
tomorrow.
do this, you have to give us a clear rating. Is this a PG-13 situation?
Yes, Tina, you can volunteer. Absolutely. It's at your show.
Yeah.
It's at your show. So yeah, you can volunteer to do this since we want to do it at your show.
It'd be so
yeah.
funny.
We
Oh,
maybe
goodness.
should have included that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. Young groomers
Right.
will be like, "What is Hollywood Squares?" Okay, so Hollywood Squares is a game show that back in the day they would give them a secret word or phrase, and so each person in the square would have to describe the whatever sneaky word that was in the envelope, and then the person would say, I'm going to go with their description because I think that's the one, that's the real one.
Mhm.
And then you'd basically be playing tic-tac-toe, where if so one contestant would be X, the other would be O. There's 9 people
Too
in a
late,
box.
Tina. Too late. Too late.
Oh.
And
Oh.
so there's 9 people in a box, and you essentially play tic-tac-toe. So you have to get the right X's and O's in place to win the game.
I remember watching it as a kid. I don't remember how it was played. I just remembered half the time the celebrities gave wrong answers just to be absurd and funny. Just
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh,
and
it's a scream.
you
And I
When
do
I
believe that there are reruns on YouTube that you can
there,
check
yes,
oh,
out. So you can
100%.
go there and
because all of those jokes that went over our head as kids.
We're
right.
gonna get now because it was all
Yeah.
sex.
Yes.
It was sassy.
Like
I
It
the
was sassy.
when I was homesick from school, I would watch that with my grandpa because it was on when he came home for lunch. And so I get to watch that with grandpa and we would eat soup and he'd be laughing and I had no idea why he was laughing. It's called Hollywood
Hollywood
Squares,
Squares.
Amanda.
Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood
Hollywood
Squares.
Squares. Google. It's not actually tic tac toe, but it's
Yeah.
Holly. But the amount of stuff, like okay, tangent. When I was
Uh-uh.
a kid, I asked my grandparents why they didn't watch Golden Girls because that was all wholesome and everything. And my grandparents were like, all they do is talk about sex. And I'm like,
Hollywood
no,
Squares.
okay. We started watching Golden Girls again because it's a nice comfort thing. Holy shitballs, all they do is talk about sex. It is constant sex.
Dude,
And I'm like,
Looney Tunes. My
it
grandpa would
went
be cracking
over
up.
my head.
And I'm like, my brother and I are looking like, I don't understand what's funny. That wasn't funny. And he's over there just
He's
dying.
dying. I know, because they put adult humor in those cartoons all the
But they
time.
put it very
It was very
dry.
subtle. Yeah, it was very
Subtle, yeah.
subtle. So the adults would get it, and the kids would not even know it was there. We were laughing at the coyote getting with the rock, where he was laughing at the subtle double entendre.
Mhm.
That
Animaniac was
no
like
idea
that
was
too.
even a thing. As I'm like 4, going,
Cartoon.
I'm watching TV. Big deal. We got an hour of TV a day.
Fair,
So
fair at that time, yeah.
yeah, that was a big deal. We had to actually watch TV. Yeah, probably the mingle on
Yeah, I'm
Saturday
sure we
night.
could adapt it,
Yeah.
Tina. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah,
Or even Jeopardy. I mean, if we wanted to go where more people could participate, Jeopardy could be fun, but Hollywood Squares,
Or you know what?
absolute classic.
If we wanted
Animaniacs.
more people to participate, we could do like a family feud.
Hmm.
yeah.
Because then
Or a
everyone is
family
involved
feud. That would be
with
hilarious.
Well,
the
no,
polling
because
questions.
okay. So if you guys remember on Hollywood Squares, there's 9 people in the box.
Hmm.
Okay,
Mhm.
and then there was a team of like 4 or 5.
That's
I thought there
true.
were 2.
I thought there were.
There
I
were
thought it
2
was only 2
contestants
people.
that worked against each other.
But when they did the Hollywood Stars one,
Yeah, they're like teams.
it was NBC against like CBS.
Hmm.
There would be like 5 people on one side and 5 people
See, I
on
never
the
saw
other.
those.
And
But I
they
watched
would
Hollywood
take
Squares quite a bit.
turns. So you could rotate as they played. And
Dude,
it was a team.
you could do non-sporting versus like sporting or terriers versus poodles.
Yeah. So there would be 9 people who are, the not on a team in the boxes. And then you could have like a team where each person took a turn, and you do like 3 rounds or something like that. And best out of 3 wins the whole dealie. And the 9 people in the box aren't contestants. They're, what do you call it? Just like,
They're the foil. That's where the game is.
So if we do Family Feud, okay, we're gonna have
only 10 people.
okay, yeah, but it could still be different teams. You can each get maybe 2 shots at it. Each team,
Mhm.
whatever. Well, we can figure it out. But here's the
Oh,
thing:
we could totally figure that out. Yeah.
we can figure that out. But here's the thing: it's based on poll questions, so it's like a whole year. So Tina, what I would say is start having people ask silly questions with polls and mark down those answers, which they won't remember because it'll be like a year, and then you can Well, we did this in
You do the
September.
top 5 or the top 7.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
top
yeah. The
3
top
or
5
whatever.
answers.
Survey says.
Right?
Reasons my dog is matted.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
rained.
The window was open on the way to the
The
grooming
window
salon.
was on the way over. Yes, we'll
That's
see
fantastic.
which was the top answer.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
This is-
we're taking over her show.
Sorry.
Like I said, I'll be calling you tomorrow.
We
Right,
could even
so-
do one a night. We could do like Hollywood Squares on Friday and
True,
Family Feud
true.
on Saturday.
That would keep everybody together and coming to the show, and I
Right.
think that would be a laugh. That would be
Well, the
hilarious.
question would be like, what mats?
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Like Michelle said, he isn't matted. Yeah.
He fell off the back seat when we were driving to the grooming salon.
Yeah. So Kank. Oh no, the comb just floats there in his coat because he's so well combed through. Yeah, that's the thing.
Or frequently asked questions from clients to groomers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do anal glands?
Are you a stripper?
Or a drug addict. I've had that directly asked to my face.
Me
Okay,
too.
I know that groomers are drug addicts and strippers. Which one are you? I was like, excuse me, I was pre-vet.
I meant hand stripping.
I'm telling you, I'm honest with you. They really said that to my face.
See, now when they asked me the question, they were asking for someone who did hand stripping.
Yes,
No,
same.
no.
So when they called and said, are you a stripper? And I said, yes. What kind of dog do you have? And she, thank God, she's like, I have an Airedale. And I was like, yeah, I'll
I
strip
wish
it.
that was the question.
And the little old man who was standing at the counter was having a coronary because I'm like, no, I do stripping. And he was like, and I said, what kind of dog do you have?
You made his month.
Oh, it was just, and so then and of course I didn't catch any of this. I didn't understand anything that was going on because I was paying attention to my phone call. So I got off the phone and he had left at that point, and my assistant Angie is literally on the floor in a ball crying into a tissue. And I'm like, what? And she's like, okay, you need to go back and watch that on camera to see what happened.
No, it's changed.
And I'm like, why did he pay? And she's like, oh, he paid. He was $75 tip on a $75 dog. And I'm like, what the hell? So I went back and I watched it and I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, he doesn't think. And she's like, well, he did it first. And I was like, and she's like, and I explained with the terriers that's called hand stripping when you strip out the coat. And she's like, he got real excited for a minute there. You almost made Mr. Johnson's day. And I was like, I could never check in that dog again. I was like, I can't do it. I can't. No.
Okay, guys, we're past an hour.
Okay, we should probably. So, yeah.
Okay, so on that note, seriously, I'm going to buy a whip. All right. And I'm just going to crack it like that.
Or just get
So
the
you're going to
sound.
threaten me with a good time, are you, Mary?
Yeah.
I'm auditioning for Center Square now, apparently.
Okay.
Yes, you have to tell me it's okay. Time for bed.
Okay. So do we have a weird animal fact?
Yes,
Yes.
it's a good one too. This is a good one. You'll like this one.
Remember, somebody has to be in charge. Okay.
Yeah. We're like herding cats over here.
Yeah. Oh, Mary's always in charge. Come on.
Angie's Weekly Weird Fact.
Okay, so this week it's about the platypus. The platypus is one of only two egg-laying mammals on the planet. It's also venomous. and they don't have stomachs. And not only do they not have stomachs, they don't have teeth. They use gravel they pick up to grind their food. Baby platypuses are called puggles, and they don't have.
Angie's Weekly Weird Fact.
So platypuses don't have nipples. They secrete milk from their skin, and the puggles, the baby platypus, suckle it off their skin.
That is an extraterrestrial animal.
It
That-
is. I don't. It's like some
It
kind
shouldn't
of.
probably belong here, but it does. I
They
guess.
have no teeth. They have no stomach. So they're like a fish. So the
I
goes in, it gets processed on the way down, and it just goes through in the throat and out the pooper, and it is digested along the way.
So they
And-
just absorb what they can while it's in there, basically.
I didn't
Yeah.
know the venomous. Did not know the venomous.
Venomous.
And
No teeth.
I-
Well, they pick up gravel. They go to the shore. They pick up a bunch of gravel, filter it out so it's just rocks, and then they use that in their teeth to grind their stuff. Almost
what
nothing
is-
can eat a platypus.
they don't have a predator.
They really don't.
Okay,
However,
I
However, because they are an egg-laying mammal, birds will eat the eggs. So not many are born. Other predatory birds eat the eggs. So yeah, it's like some kind of weird alien creature that fell off another planet and landed up
It
here.
was a medical experiment.
Yeah.
new life goal unlocked. Now I need to, before I die, go to like a theology school or a high level college, like doctorate level class on
On the
what's
platypus.
the word I'm looking? What was that?
On the
No.
platypus.
Where people are debating like the existence of God.
Mm-hmm. Theology
What was that?
classes.
Theology
Yeah,
class.
Sure.
And have like an atheist like be all "Buh, buh, buh, buh," and then somebody could be like platypus.
Break it down. Break it down. Exactly.
Well, here's the weirdest thing is they have a near relative, and their near relative is called Michelle, help me out here, starts with a K.
Oh, I got nothing, girl. This is all you.
I think kinkajou.
Oh, kinkajous are similar?
They're similar,
How,
Is that the
how
other
do you
egg-laying
spell
mammal?
that?
the same.
Because that sounds like a Pokemon. Like
Yeah,
sounds like
but
a
it's
racist
not a
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Now, is that the other egg-laying mammal?
Yes. So, however, the DNA is not similar enough to come from one origination source.
Mm-hmm.
They're completely separate.
I didn't know kinkajous were egg-bearing. I had no idea.
So,
That is so interesting.
They're
what?
cute as
What? How is that a thing? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Kayla.
tell me it doesn't sound like that.
I didn't even make the connection.
It sounds like a,
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
and like
Yeah.
you said that, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a what?
So-
Excuse me?
Okay. So, but they don't have any like realistic DNA relatives that are within like 2 steps.
So they kind of evolved in a parallel way, but not from the same entity, is what you're
Yeah.
saying. They don't have a central ancestor. They just happened like that, independent of each other.
Yeah. Because what?
Okay, guys, listen.
Okay. We got to go. Mary's going to kill us.
Mary's
gotta
gonna
go
kill
get
us.
this little shot, and she's got to go eat. So we got to go.
Bye. Bye, love you. Bye. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Tina. Bye.
Okay.
I'll call you.